flails swing hard. And Flail is also the newest game by Games Omnivorous. In only, I think, 4 hours of their backer kit being live, they smashed through their funding goal and unlocked 2 stretch goals. So I'm here to tell you a little bit about what this game is and why I think it's super cool. First of all, it classifies itself as an OSR game, or old school revival game, which, to be honest, is not my favorite type of game design, but this one has some pretty interesting things that I'm super curious about. Some of the common traits about these type of games that are also in Flail is they're designed to play as dungeon crawlers or hex crawlers. In Flail's case, you have the 2 options, and also they adopt a roll under system, which means that rolling low is good as opposed to Dungeons & Dragons, where rolling high is what you actually want. Then there are other things that aren't necessarily traditional of OSR, but I really like about the game. For example, it has an embedded fail-forward mentality in how the rules are presented, which means that even if you fail a roll, the rules push the narrative forwards. Then the class system and the classes in general are super easy to pick up. So if you want to just start a game, probably you can get it set up in like 15 minutes or so, and then it gets more complex the more you play and the more you level up your character. Another super cool thing about characters is that customization doesn't come necessarily from leveling up, but also from the items that you get along the journey. The way it manages inventory is kind of similar to Mouse Ritter, another game by Games Omnivorous, but it now has a wear and tear and repair system that forces you to not have like a fixed build. And once you get an item, if you use it, you might not have enough resources to repair it, so you replace it with another item, which does a completely different thing. So that means you need to adapt to the items that you actually get. Then Flail starts getting into the experimental territory. For example, if you roll 3 1s in your pool of d6s, whatever enemy you're fighting just dies. You vanquish it. You kill it. That's it. No damage rolls, no whatever. 3 1s is a super critical. You destroy the creature. I'm super curious to try this out just to see how narrative can adapt and the plasticity of this system can adapt to our traditional storytelling, like having an epic villain, plotting in a whole arc. It forces you to kind of adapt on the spot, and you know I'm a fan of adapting on the spot. And then another super innovative thing that Flail has is it uses a poker dice kind of system where different abilities and different items will have added bonus depending on your poker dice result that you get. For example, let's say that you swing an axe for 66s and you get 2 1s and 2 2s. You got a 1, so that means that you hit, but you also got 2 pairs, which means that maybe this axe has a special ability that says on 2 pairs it does an extra 6 damage. Or on 2 pairs, it sprouts a flame somewhere. And that's what I was telling you about customization through items and abilities, because it's these little things that make your character so much more special and so much more interesting than just being a bard that has a dagger. If this piqued your interest, we still have plenty of days to go and back Flail, but it might also be interesting to you that at the same time that the backer kit is active, there's a game jam happening. And by the end of it, Games Omnivorous will choose 3 products to actually produce and print and sell. And if you're one of the chosen products and you opt in, you'll get 50% of the revenue of anything sold for that product. So yeah, go back Flail, go join the game jam, and let me know what you think.